All right, well, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house is blessing your day. By His mercies you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house, His body, and two are naturally alive, man. And I want to get into this, man. Something I need to do even better at, need to do more and better at, honestly, man. Because shout out to brother send me a firstborn, man. Because recently on his his class, he was talking about. I think it was the last Friday on his class and video. He was talking about fasting and pray, how that's supposed to build each other up, build us up in the spirit, man. Build us up, in faith, obedience, and knowledge, wisdom, some understanding for this more faith through trials and tribulations, or like killing off the old man, the old person, old man or woman, killing off the old person, killing off the old self, and just to do it so your faith can build, man. And I was actually, and also to the brother says I want from True Nation as well, because honestly, what is it going to say? Yeah, because I was actually talking about this with a brother the other day, man. How like that's helpful, man. Especially when you're trying to get closer with the Most High house, child, man. Even sometimes when fasting, honestly, what I'm doing, need to and constantly that should be with more prayer while you're doing it, man. So and just know what to fast for, and fast for more faith, obedience, or not whatever you want, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, just not even things that according to my will, my own lust, my own desires, but this just things that the spiritual matters as well, man. So that's really the point of it, man, honestly. And also too, man, the brother that sent me firstborn says, man, because honestly, the brother said, the fasting is really not for the Most High in your house, it's really for us, honestly, man, because yeah, of course they did it. One is it, of course, the commanded, and also two is it yes, and also two is it recommended, yes, but yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. But we gonna see this, but we're gonna get an account of this, man. And the word, this all how it goes lines up again with the testimony, the witness, the the gospel, things of that nature. But also too, man, honestly, she was no, we just gonna get into it. We just gonna get into it. Cause I ain't gonna be too long winded with this. Matthew 26 and verse that's not it. Yeah, let's get okay. Yeah, that's not. No. Let's grab this. Wait, hold on, y'all. No, yeah, we'll get this Matthew 26 and verse 40. It says 41. It says, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation, but the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." So yeah, exactly, man. So that's just is what it is, man. So that's why Yahushua did it, and oh gosh, where is it? Where is it at? Yahushua did it, and a lot of people did it as well, but it's honestly, man, as far as fasting and praying, man, but because that's really the reason why kind of going to fighting the flesh, the old killing off the old killing off the old person, man. Killing off the old man and old woman, killing off the old self, man. Honestly, that's what that's for. Sometimes some people got really a spirit on them, or just get really internally fighting through things, man. So that's just it is what it is too, man. So. Yeah, man, so that's just is what it is. But hold on, y'all. Yeah, all right, cool. Let's get Matthew chapter 17, verse 21 now. It says, yeah, let's get it, because this is like you said, fasting and praying, that's all stuff to build us up in the faith, man. Honestly, and also, too, of course, the gospel, being preached, the witness, the testimony, man. Also, two trials and tribulations, man. Going through guardrails, being refined by the Most High house shot. Even sometimes it's life, man. That's what it is, man. Just so we can see what's in there, because like the brother first one said, the Most High house shot knows what we're made of, knows what's in our hearts, and knows what level of faith and mental strength and what you can go through, what you can bear. But he just puts us through this thing for our betterments, and also to see if we're gonna be one to see if we're gonna be faithful to him in your house shot all circumstances, and two, because like Sirach says, prove a friend and two, like, you know, to just for our betterment. And three, like, just to review, so he can see, so he wants you to see what you're really made of, man. Like, he wants to see what you got in there, man, because he knows what, like, I mean, they know, but like, they do it so we can know as well, man. And two, also too, that's just part of life. That goes back into Genesis in the beginning, like, much with Adam. It said in Genesis 3, much affliction, things of that nature. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah. And also too, that's how the kingdom comes, the inward kingdom, then the physical kingdom. But let's get this Matthew 17 and 20. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if your faith is as a grain of a mustard seed, then ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence, and to yonder place, and it shall be removed, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. So yeah, and that's that Philippians 2, like, Yahushua said that with men it's impossible, but like with the Most High Yahushua, anything's possible, man. So like, and like, like Jeremiah says, is anything too hard for the Most High Yahushua? So they even said that with Abraham, and like, to Abraham in Genesis in the beginning. But yeah, so it says, let's read this again. Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, for ye had as your faith as a grain of mustard seed, and it shall be unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. And also too, that goes into, like, why he says it's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, man. Like, first and foremost, more importantly, the inward kingdom, man. Like, honestly, like, because like, and then it's saying Hebrews, you'll receive a kingdom that can't be shaken and moving. That's the kingdom of what inside of you as well. Of course, the physical kingdom as well, but that's the kingdom inside of you, not be shaken and moving with faith, man. Like, being still, that because the Most High House is a rock, and the rock can't be moved, honestly, man. So if you trust in the rock, like, in the movable object, you can't, like, it's the same thing. Also, to being in His image, so it's the same type. It's all the same type of deal. But verse 21, it says, howbeit this kind goeth not out by prayer and fasting. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it just kind of goes not out, but by prayer and fasting. See that? See, and then by prayer and fasting, man. So like, let's get an account of this, and like, of somebody that did this a lot. Like, and that's why she was so faithful. That's why, like, she spoke like that. 1 Peter 3, that wise woman that, like, or like that was that Proverbs 31, or that that wise woman that the scriptures always speaks about, man, because she was built up in the faith in the Most High Yahushua. Also too, we're gonna get this. Let's get Judah chapter 8, verse we'll start verse 4. So Judith was a widow in her house for 3 years and 4 months. That's crazy. For 3 years, that's kind of, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. That 3 is, but it said for 4 months. And she made her tent upon the top of her house, and put her sackcloth upon her loins, and wear her widow's apparel. So, and she fasted all the days of her widowhood, save the eves of the Sabbaths and the Sabbaths, and the and the eves of the new moons, and the feasts and the solemns, the days of the house of Israel. So that means she kind of only ate, like, only sometimes like one time or 2 times a week, or like even sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, man. So that's why she was so faithful. She was built up during the faith, even during the time when the Assyrians came to drought us. But that goes into, because the word was in her, that goes into, like, that Romans 8:35 and that Job 23:12. I desire your word, the necessary food, and like, let nothing get pat, like, nothing, like, what you call them, come between the Most High Yahushua, not famine, sword, pestilence, whatever. So that goes into that. And also too, that goes into when the famine, the word comes, having the word in you. So that's just is what it is. That all that story, Judith, was parabolic of, or foreshadow of the Most High Yahushua, or things like, of things that are written. Also too, Judith was that is really, if you really This Judith aside, this the whole volume. This is how the Most High Yahushua comes in the volume of the book. We about to go to Luke, but the whole story of Judith is like, the avenged widow, pretty much, man. It's it's parabolic to, like, our people with Israel, like, being that avenged widow, his sons and daughter being avenged. Like, we about to hit that in Luke 8:18 real quick, man, because that's all that Judith really the story is really honestly about, honestly too. But also too, it's weird because her name means Jew woman, but she was from the tribe of Simeon. I just wanted to point that out, man. But let's get this again. Judah chapter 8 verse 6. It says, and she fasted all the days of her widowhood and the Sabbath. I mean, saved the eves of the Sabbath and the Sabbaths and the eves of the new moons and the feasts and the solemn days of the house of Israel. So see, let's get Luke chapter 18 real quick, man, because this all what Judith was, that avenged widow. It was symbolic to Israel being that, like, and also to him avenging the sons and daughters of the Most High Yahushua, the sons of God, is his sons and daughters too as well. That's all that was about. But let's get to Luke chapter 18. This is how the Most High Yahushua comes in the volume of the book, man. Witness testimony, like the brother Akawar beautifully said, man. I might need to get a t-shirt of that. When we read the scriptures, man, read the word, like, gotta read it through the Most High Yahushua's perspective, man, because it's about them. And honestly, that's how our faith gets, along with fasting and prayer, that's how our faith gets built up. So, Luke chapter 18 verse 1. Yeah, exactly. It said, we'll read all down 7. And he spake the parable unto him to this end, then that men ought to always pray and not to faint. Exactly, because in Isaiah and Zechariah, in other places it says he gives strength to the faint. And what is strength? Like, Isaiah 26:4, trusting in the Most High House is everlasting strength. So, 2, there was a city judge in the city, a judge which feared not Yahweh and neither regarded them. Verse 3, and then there was a widow that, see, look at that. Wasn't that Nebuchadnezzar at one point? Like, when during the time of Judith, and you just read the story, Judith, you'll see this. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto them, saying, avenge me of my adversary. And Judah says, it says, woe to them that had done this to my kindred. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna keep reading. It says, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary. In verse 4, and he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not Yahweh nor regard men, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, least by her continual coming, and she weary of me. And verse 6, and the Lord saith, how is an unjust verse 6, and the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith. In verse 7, and shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though we bear along with them? So yeah, exactly, man. So that's what that whole story of Judith was about, man. That widow being, like, Israel, like our people, like, being avenged. One, his elect, means his sons and daughters being avenged, man. Like, what avenged from? Sin and death, honestly. And that's what Yahushua came and did. Like, avenge her from sin and death, honestly. And also too, naturally, from the enemies, because that's where the law and testimony comes. Because Judah, this was like, this wasn't where the testimony is, but we should see the testimony within it, throughout the whole book. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is. But this all ties into fast and pray. Just how Judah fast and pray, how Yahushua did, and like how David did, and how a lot of Daniel, all these things did. It was for the building up in the faith in Most High Yahushua. Like, honestly, man. So like, to overcome, like, one to build up in faith, and two, especially for us to come our old self, man, the old man and woman, man, put that away, honestly, man, because because I know a lot of people have to, like, and I had to do this even more, like, not just wait to a specific day or like atonement, or just one day, like, when people just claim fast. No, it kind of it can be more. That's why I need to do even more. We could do even more, man. Honestly, even sometimes if you fast, like, what was your mind on during fasting, man? Like, honestly, that's something I need to work on, man. Because you could fast a lot and still, like, that's what you're doing, what the spirit behind it. Like the Most High Yahushua said, the way the spirit's behind it. Not nothing that's bad, but it's like, having your mind on the Most High Yahushua, something I need to work on as well. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. So hopefully this is edifying. So peace.